The surface mining, we are going to introduce the subject surface mining. So, if there are minerals are there, then you should have a mine. And if there is a mine, then you have to go for mining, and you need the mining engineers for exploitation of the mineral deposits. So you have seen that there are two methods of mining. One is underground mining, the other one is surface mining. So underground mining, you have already studied. So today we are going to discuss about the second one, that is your surface mining. Surface mining. The surface mining uh, is a subject which is very important for the mining engineer. So let us discuss about this subject, surface mining. So yesterday in the previous class, I have discussed where this surface mining can be applied. So these are the factors which influence the choice of mining method. There are certain factors are there which influence the choice of mining methods. The choice of mining methods. So first thing I have told you that the depth of the deposit. If the depth of the deposit is less, if the deposit is lying near to the surface, then you have to go for surface mining. If the deposit is lying at a lesser depth, if it is near to the surface, if it is a shallow deposit, then you have to go for surface mining method. Second, what is the shape of the deposit? What is the shape of the deposit? Then what is the thickness of the deposit? How thick is the deposit? What is the gradient of the deposit? What is the depth of the deposit? What are the different machines available? Availability of machinery in the market? Economic value of the mineral? What type of mineral you are going to mine? Characteristics of the rock and fluid, rock characteristics. So these are the factors which influence the choice of mining methods. Depth of the deposit, shape of the deposit, thickness of the deposit, gradient of the deposit, availability of machineries, economic value of the minerals, characteristics of the roof and floor. So these are some of the factors which influence the choice of mining methods. So depending upon the deposit characteristics, either you will select the underground mining methods or surface mining methods. So you have seen that in the case of the underground mining method, you have to sink a vertical shaft. This is the vertical shaft you have to sink to reach the mineral deposit. This is the mineral deposit, and you are entering to the mine through the help of a shaft, vertical shaft. But in the case of the surface mining method, you need not dig a vertical shaft because the mineral is available at the surface. Okay, the mineral is available at the surface, so directly you can mine the deposit without digging a vertical shaft. Okay, so uh, these are the factors which influence the choice of mining methods. Okay, so we are interested for the surface mining methods. We are interested for surface mining. So surface mining is done by removing the overburden from the surface. Surface mining is done by removing or stripping the overburden, removing the overburden or stripping the overburden. Surface vegetation is to be removed, dirt, and if necessary, layers of bedrock in order to reach the buried ore deposits. Or surface mining is the process of extraction of minerals by removal of the overburden. Okay. So surface mining is to be carried out after removing the overburden, which is called your stripping operation, because the mineral is lying in the earth crust and the mineral is overlain by rock. So the rock is to be removed first before taking out the minerals. Okay, so in the case of a surface mining method, first you have to remove the overburden, and removal of the overburden is called your stripping operation. Stripping operation. So in the stripping operation, surface vegetation is to be removed first, dirt and rocks are to be removed, and if necessary, layers of bedrock is to be removed in order to reach the buried ore deposit. Therefore, surface mining is the process of extraction of minerals by removal of the overburden. So this overburden is the rock or waste material. The overburden is nothing but a rock or waste material which is lying on the mineral to be won. So this overburden material is lying above the mineral deposit. So this overburden material is a waste material. So this waste material, overburden material is to be removed, and they are to be dumped. They are to be dumped in the dumping yard. After that, only the minerals can be mined. So therefore, the surface mining is also known as open pit mining, open cast mining, and strip mining. The surface mining is also known as open pit mining, open cast mining, strip mining. And there should be a sump. Sump should be located at the bottom of the mine. What is the function of the sump? Sump should be located at the bottom of the mine. What is the location? What is the function of the sump? What purpose you have to have a sump? Sump is the place where all the water will be accumulated. Sump. Sump is the place where the mine water is to be collected, and from this sump, by the help of the pumps, the water is to be evacuated. The water is to be removed from the mine. So sump is the place where all the mine water is collected, and after collecting all the mine water, the pumps are to run round the clock to remove the water from the mine. So the purpose of sump is to collect the mine water, because as you go deep and deep, a lot of water will be there in the seam, in the rock strata. A lot of water will come out, and that water is to be removed from the mine to keep the working places dry. So that is why you need a sump. So the sump is usually located at the bottom of the mine, so that all the water is collected. All the water is collected at a place in the sump, and in the sump there are 2-3 pumps are there. So by the help of the pumps, the water will be pumped to the surface and water will be removed from the mine. Because if you don't use the pump, then the mine will be flooded with water. So you cannot work inside the mine if there is water in your mine. That is why there is a sump is there. From this sump, by the help of the pumps, the water is evacuated from the mine, removed from the mine. Then I have told you that height and width of the bench are the very important parameters in surface mining. Height and width of the bench is to be designed properly in case of on surface mine, so that you get maximum profitability from the mine. And in the open cast mining, I have told you that there are 4 unit operations are carried out in open cast mines. One is drilling, the other one is blasting. The drilling is to be carried out first. After that, blasting is to be carried out. After blasting, loading is to be carried out. After loading, transportation is to take place. So drilling and blasting are the most important unit operations in open cast mining. But if it is a continuous mode of mining, so there will be no drilling, no blasting. Blastless mining, which is called your blastless mining. Uh, so, but in the case of a discontinuous mining method, the drilling and blasting is to be carried out fast. So these are the operations which are to be carried out in the open cast mines. So this is the view of an open cast. Let us look into the open cast mine. This is a view of an open cast mine. So these are the roadways. These are the roadways. These are the haul roads. They are called your haul roads. These are haul roads. So these are the haul roads. By the help of these haul roads, you are entering to the mine. You are entering to the mine. So these are the benches. These are the benches. Okay, these are the benches, and this is the mining operation is carried out here. Okay, so this is the view of a surface mine. This is the dumper. This is the dumper which is carrying the material. Remove which is carrying the materials by the help of this dumper. Okay, so uh, this is the bench formation. Bench formation in surface mine. Okay, this is the waste dump. This is the dump yard where the waste material is dumped. This is the waste dump area where the waste material is dumped. Okay. So, method of surface mining includes the following. What are the different methods of surface mining? Like your open pit mining, which is the recovery of materials from an open pit in the ground. Open pit mining is nothing but which is the recovery of materials from an open pit in the ground. And if the mine is small size mine, then it is called quarrying. Quarrying, identical to open pit mining, except that it refers to sand, stone, and clay materials. Quarrying, quarry, quarrying mines are uh, small mines which are identical to open pit mining, except that it refers to sand mining, stone mining, clay mining. Then third one is your strip mining. Third one is the strip mining. What is strip mining? Which consists of stripping surface layers off to reveal the ore coal seams underneath. Strip mining, which consists of stripping surface layers off to reveal the mineral deposits, ore deposits, coal seams, line that is called then mountain top removal. So this strip mining is applicable to bedded deposits like your coal deposits. It's coal seam. Coal seams are found flat deposits, bedded deposits. Strip mining is applied to here. Strip mining is applied to coal seams, bedded deposits. And there is another method of mining which is called your mountaintop removal, which is usually practiced in the iron ore mining. In the iron ore mining, because the iron ore is found on the mountain areas, mountain top removal mining commonly associated with the uh, uh, this is this mountain top removal is also associated with coal mining, commonly associated with coal mining, which involves taking the top of a mountain off to reach ore deposits at a depth. So the coal deposits which are lying at a depth 500-meter depth, 100-meter, 200-meter depth, uh, above the coal seam, there may be the rock material. So this mountain top removal, the rock removal, is to be carried out first to reach the mineral deposit. So there are 4 methods of surface mining available: open pit mining, quarrying, strip mining, mountain top removal mining. So there are various type of machines used in surface mines, different type of machinery and transport system used in surface mines. These are called your heavy earth moving machineries. They are called your heavy earth moving machineries. So first type of machine is called your drill machine. So the drill machine is used for the drilling purpose. There are different type of drill machines are there: electric drill, diesel operated drill machines, pneumatic operated drill machines are there. Down the whole drill machines, you have already studied different type of drill machines: rotary drilling, percussive drilling. Down will see uh, uh, your combination of rotary and percussive drilling. Uh, all type of drill machines are available, and some of the drill machines which are very suitable for open cast mining. So those type of drill machines are used in open cast mines. So the purpose of drill machine is to drill a hole. After drilling, the blasting is to be carried out. Then if you are using the shovel dump for mining, then you need the shovel and you need the dumper. Shovel, the job of the shovel is to load the material. It is a loading machine. Shovel is a loading machine. Different type of shovels are available, like your electric shovels, your hydraulic shovels, your backhoes, your payloaders. Different type of loading machines are there. Shovels are there. Shovel, if you are using, then this shovel is to load the material to the dumpers. So the size of the dumper nowadays is very big, very big size of dumpers: 50-ton dumpers, 120-ton dumpers, 180-ton dumpers are there. So depending upon the size of the dumper, you have to select the size of the shovel. So the bucket size of the shovel uh, is to be selected so that the dumper can be loaded uh, with 4 to 5 passes. Then there is another type of equipment available which is called your drag line. Drag line is a very big equipment which can remove the overburden very quickly from the surface. And the drag line is the machine which can drag the material and which can throw. So you done it. It has got a very length of the boom. is 100-meter boom length is there. So the material can be removed and dumped quite far away from the pit from where the mining is already carried out. So the drag line is a very big machine, very gigantic machine used in surface mines for the removal of the overburden. And there is another type of machine I have told, surface miner. Surface miner is a machine. If you are using the surface miner, you don't need drilling and blasting. This machine itself can carry out all the operations, drilling, blasting, loading, transportation can be carried out by a single machine. So there is no drilling, no blasting in the case of a surface miner uh, mining. So this is a continuous surface miner. That is why the surface miner machine is called a continuous surface miner, which continuously removes the material without drilling and blasting. Because uh, uh, if you are going for drilling and blasting, a lot of environmental problems are associated with drilling and blasting. First thing, if you are going for drilling, so a lot of dust will be generated in the mines. And uh, during the blasting also, at the time of blasting also, a lot of uh, gases will be generated, a lot of dust will be generated, so the environment will be polluted with dust and noxious gases if you are going for drilling and blasting. If you are going for drilling and blasting. And the cost of drilling is also very high. The cost of blasting is also very high because if you are going for blasting, then you have to take the explosives. You have to put the explosives in the holes and go for blasting. So drilling and blasting is a very costly affair. And if you are using the surface miner, so there is no need of drilling and blasting. Two operations you are removing from the mine, so the cost of mining will be less. And in the case of a surface miner, continuous surface miner, so all the operations are continuous. There is no break in between. But in the case of drilling and blasting, which is a discontinuous mode of mining, so after drilling, the drill machines are to be removed and you have to go for blasting. Okay, so they are dependent on each other. That is why people have thought of the continuous surface miner. The other advantage of continuous surface miner is that, so whenever you go for blasting, blast vibration is going to take place. The ground will be vibrated. Ground vibration will take place. And because of the ground vibration at the time of blasting, because of the ground vibration, the nearby structures will be damaged. If near to the mine, villages are there or some buildings are there, so they will be damaged. They will be cracked. So uh, blasting will cause a lot of environmental hazard. And the fly rock will also move to a greater place and collide over the people, over the grazing animals, over the houses situated near the mine. That's why blasting is very dangerous for the local people who are living near to the mine. So keeping that in view, the mining companies, they have developed the continuous surface miner where there would be no drilling and blasting. So the blasting problem can be solved in the mine. Then another machine is used in surface mining. That is called your bucket wheel excavator. Bucket wheel excavator. I have told you that Navy Lignite Corporation is using the bucket wheel excavator and the bucket chain excavator for mining the lignite deposit. For mining of the lignite deposits, the Naval Lignite Corporation is using the bucket wheel excavator. Here also, in the case of a bucket wheel excavator, there is no need of drilling and blasting. The bucket wheel excavator itself will cut the material, load the material to the belt conveyor, and through the belt conveyor, the material will be transported. And if there is a stacker attached to the bucket wheel excavator, the material will be sprayed directly in the mine from where the mineral is already taken out. Reclamation activities, reclaiming stackers can reclaim the land. So this is the advantage of bucket wheel excavator, which are used in Naval Lignite Corporation for mining of the lignite deposits. Another modern technology is there, which is called your in-pit crossing, in-pit crosser, and spreader. So what is in-pit crossing? You know that the material is crossed so that they are brought to a required size. So uh, in the case of a in-pit crossing system, the material is crossed in the pit itself. So the purpose of in-pit crosser is to cross the materials to a required size, small size, so that it can be loaded to the belt conveyors for the transportation purpose. So if you are going for in-pit crossing, then it is better to go for after the crossing the materials, they can be loaded to the belt conveyors for the transportation purpose. And if there is a spreader is there, if there is a spreader is there for overburden material spreading. So the rock materials can be crossed in the pit itself and it can be loaded to the belt conveyor or it can be loaded to the spreader and the spreader will spread the waste materials in the mine from where the minerals are already mined. So this spreader will spread the material and it will be used for the reclamation purpose. So in-pit crosser and spreader. Then for the transportation purpose, the belt conveyor system is used. Belt conveyors are used for the transportation of the material. And sometimes if the mine is very big, you can use the rail transport system. You can use the rail transport system. And if you are having a rail transport system, then you have to adopt the tracks, railway tracks. You have to lay the railway tracks. So these are the different type of mining machinery used in surface mines. And these machines are called your heavy earth moving machineries, which are used in surface mines for mining the deposit for transportation of the minerals. So you can see here the shovel dumper mining. So this is the shovel machine. This is the shovel. This is the shovel machine. This is the dumper. This is the shovel machine. This is the dumper. So the material is loaded to the dumper by the help of this shovel. So this shovel is having a bucket. This is the bucket of the shovel. This is the bucket of the shovel. So these materials are loaded to the dumper. So this is called your shovel dumper mining. So what should be the size of the shovel? What should the capacity of the bucket? What should the size of the dumper are calculated by using the match factor. They should match each other. So you should calculate the match factor of the shovel dumper mining, which is called your compatibility study, shovel dumper match factor. For one shovel, how many dumpers should be selected so that the dumper is fully utilized and the dumpers should not wait uh, for getting loaded. Okay, so this is called your shovel dumper mining, shovel dumper compatibility study. So this is a this uh, this is the bucket which lifts the material for the loading purpose. So from these two diagrams, it is obvious there are two types of shovels are there. One is crawler mounted. This is crawler. This is crawler. Crawler mounted shovels are there, and tire mounted shovels are there. These are the tires. These are the tires. So tire mounted shovel and crawler mounted shovel. So these crawlers, they grip the surface. Proper stability can be maintained. So that is why for the bigger type of shovels, these crawler machine is there. Crawler machine is there, which will grip the arch surface while loading the material. So the machine stability will be very good. But in the case of a small type of shovel, which are called hydraulic shovels, so they are tire mounted. These are tire mounted. They run by the help of the tires. They move from one place to other place by the help of these tires. So that is why they are called tire mounted shovel. And these machines, crawler mounted machines, they move from one place to other place by the help of these crawlers. So shovels are of two types. One is crawler mounted, the other one is tire mounted. And again, the shovel uh, is the shovel are of various types: electric shovels, hydraulic shovels. This is hydraulic shovel. This is electric shovel. Okay, and depending upon the capacity of the uh, your uh, pocket, so the type of drag will be selected, whether it is electric shovel or a hydraulic shovel. So usually the hydraulic shovel are of smaller capacity compared to the electric shovels. Okay. So this is shovel and this is a dumper. Okay. So this is the drag line. As I have told you, this is the drag line. This machine is very big machine. Drag line is a very big machine. This is the boom. This is the boom of the drag line. This is the boom of the drag line. So from the boom, this is the bucket suspended. The bucket is suspended from the boom. Okay. So this is the machine. This is the boom. This is the bucket. So the boom length is very high. That is why the material can be thrown to a greater distance if you are using the drag line machine. If you are using the drag line machine. Okay. So that is why the stability of the drag line is very important. The boom length and the capacity of the bucket capacity, boom length, these are the important parameters of a drag line. Okay, which will determine the reach of the drag line. from the boom length, you will calculate the reach of the drag line. What is the reach of the drag line? The reach of the drag line is nothing but the distance to which the material can be thrown. That distance is called the reach of the drag line. Reach of the drag line. So if the boom length is more, the reach of the drag line will be more. And you will calculate the maximum usefulness factor of the drag line. Maximum usefulness factor of the drag line is calculated from the by multiplying the reach of the drag line and the bucket capacity. So these things, all these calculations will be carried out in your subsequent classes. This is the machine which is called a drag line. So the drag line usually is used for removal of the overburden. It is used for the removal of the overburden, drag line. Then we have discussed about the surface miner. So this is the surface miner. This machine is the surface miner. So the surface miner machine, at the bottom, this is the cutting. This is the place where the material is caught. This is the cutting head of the surface miner. The material is caught, and after cutting the material, there are various modes of operation of the surface miner. Either the material will be left at its one place, or it can be transported through the help of the belt conveyor. So this is the surface miner. If you are using the surface miner, then there is no need of drilling and blasting in your mines. Surface miner will carry out the operation of drilling and blasting. No drilling, no blasting. Surface miner will cut the material, and after cutting, it can collect the material and get it loaded. So this is the surface miner used in surface mines. So this surface miner cannot be used for hard rock mining. Cannot be used for hard rock mining because the cuttability index should be studied so that you can know whether this surface miner can mine the rock or not. So if the compressive strength of the rock is very high, then surface miner machine cannot work there. So it can be used for softer materials. So that is why in India, the surface miner is used for coal mining because coal is relatively soft in nature. And also the limestone mining is also carried out by the help of a surface miner. But no here, the iron ore mining cannot be carried out by the help of a surface miner. So this is the surface miner machine. Then, as I have told, this is the bucket wheel excavator. This is the bucket wheel excavator. The name of the bucket wheel excavator is given because these are the buckets and this is the wheel. There is a wheel is there. This is the wheel. So the wheel is attached with number of buckets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. There are 14 number of buckets are there attached to this wheel. That is why the machine is called a bucket wheel excavator. So the bucket wheel excavator excavates the material, collects the material by the help of these buckets. So this wheel rotates anti-clockwise. The wheel rotates clockwise. The wheel rotates clockwise, and the buckets they cut the material, and these materials are loaded to the belt conveyor, and through this belt conveyor, the material is transported. So this is called a bucket wheel excavator. As I have told, this bucket wheel excavator is used for lignite mining in Navy Lignite Corporation, and your uh, other lignite mining uh, uh, situated in Gujarat. So the Mineral Development Corporation, Gujarat Mineral Development Corporation, also they are using the bucket hole excavator for mining the lignite deposits. Okay, this is bucket wheel excavator. So this is a bucket wheel excavator machine. This is the bucket wheel excavator machine. So the bucket wheel excavator, this is the this is the wheel. This is the wheel. It carries the buckets and it cuts the rock material and loaded to the belt conveyor, and from this belt conveyor the material is flowing. Okay, so this is the bucket wheel excavator used in the mines. Bucket wheel excavator operating in the mines. Okay. So uh, uh, we have discussed some of the equipments which are used in open cast mines, heavy earth moving machinery like your shovel, dumper, surface miner, dragline, bucket wheel excavators, bucket chain excavators. These are called the heavy earth moving machineries used in surface mines. So if you are going for surface mining operation, in the last class, we have seen there are many advantages of surface mining. There are many advantages of surface mining. That is why throughout the world, people are using this surface mining method. So, what are the advantages of surface mining? Like underground mining, no minerals are blocked as shaft fillers, supports, roadways. So, if you are going for underground mining, you have to leave some minerals in the shaft pillars, in the support pillars on the roadways. But in the case of an open cast mine, surface mining, there is no need of leaving any mineral. No mineral will be blocked. And in the case of a surface mining, there is no need of roof control, no need of ventilation. No support system is required in surface mining operations. There is no need of any ventilation system in open cast mines. I have told you in the previous class. So, because the surface mines are open to the environment, so no need of ventilation. Oxygen is freely available. No need of ventilation. And the surface mining is low cost. Cost of mining is very low as compared to underground mining. Low cost mining. Low labor requirement. Less labor is required in open cast mines than underground mining. In the case of underground mining, a lot of manpower you need. Laborers are necessary for underground mining. But in the case of surface mining, very less labor force is required because all the open cast mines are highly mechanized mines. Machines are working. So no need of manpower. Less manpower is necessary in open cast mines compared to underground mining. And there are less hazards in open cast mines. Less dangers are associated with open cast mining compared to the underground mining. We have discussed in the last semester in hazards, mine hazards and rescue. So the different type of mine hazards which are associated with underground mining, like here explosion, methane explosion, coal dust explosion, mine fire, inundation, roof fall, side flood. All these hazards and dangers are associated with underground mining. These are absent in surface mining. Therefore, hazards and dangers are lesser compared to underground mining. Quality control is easy. The quality of material which you are going to mine can be controlled very easily. In the surface mines, female laborers can work in the surface mining operation from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. daytime. The female workers can also work in the surface mine. But if it is underground mining, you cannot take the female laborers to the underground mining. So this is one of the advantage of surface mining method. And in the case of a surface mining method, high degree of mechanization is possible. As I have told you earlier, highly mechanized mines are seen in the surface mining method because the surface mining uh, exposed to the outer environment, sky is the limit. Any big machine can be used in the surface. So that's why high degree of mechanization is possible in surface mining methods. High explosives can be used. Slurry explosives can be used. Different type of high explosives can be used in surface mining operation, blasting. Okay. So these are the some of the advantages of surface mining. But there are some limitations of surface mining methods. So this method can be uneconomic for extracting the minerals at a depth more than 300 meters. So if the depth of occurrence of the mineral deposit is more than 300 meters, you cannot go for surface. You cannot adopt surface mining. As I have told, if the deposit is lying at a shallower depth, then it will be easier for you to go for surface mining. If the depth is more, you cannot go for surface mining. Rather, you should go for underground mining. So this method can be uneconomic for extracting the minerals at a depth more than 300 meters because if the depth of the mine is 300 meters, you have to handle huge amount of overburden material and the stripping ratio will be very, very high. And the other disadvantage of surface mining is there may be huge environmental problems. As I have told, you have to clear the land. The forest land is to be cleared. The cultivable land is to be cleared. There will be a lot of environmental problems, air pollution, water pollution, environmental pollution, and ground vibration. All sort of environmental problems will be associated with surface mining. So these are some of the limitations of your surface mining. And in the case of a surface mining operation, weather affects these surface mining activities. For example, in the rainy season, because of the heavy rain, you cannot work in the surface mines. For 4 months or 2 months during heavy rains, the surface mining activities are stopped. During rainy season, in the month of July and August, in the month of July and August, all the surface mines are closed down because of the heavy rain. And in summer also, in summer season also, because of the very heat, sun's heat, sunstroke. So it is very difficult to work in May and June because of the sun's ray. Weather affects your surface mining activities. And the method is limited by stripping ratio. Stripping ratio is the ratio between the overburden and the mineral. So if the stripping ratio is very high, then you cannot go for surface mining method. And the other limitation of surface mining is that it requires a remote area for mine waste disposal. Whatever waste materials you are getting from the mine, they have to dump in a waste dump yard. So you need a dumping yard where all the waste material will be dumped. And if you are going for surface mining, the land will be degraded. Degradation of the surface land will take place because of your surface mining activity. So these are some of the limitations of your surface mining method. And in the conclusion, let me say about it, as I have told in the last class also, about 85% of the world coal is obtained by open cast mining method. By this method, more production can be obtained than underground mining method. Less time required to fulfill the production in less than 50% of underground mining method. Greater output per mine, output up to 50 million tons per mine are being obtained in the former USSR as against 8 million tons for the largest underground mine. Greater simplicity in auxiliary operation and services. So these are the conclusions we can draw from the surface mining method. So thank you. Today we have given a brief introduction to surface mining method. So gradually we'll study more about surface mining, and at the end we'll go for design of surface mining activities, calculation, and mathematical application of surface mining methods by solving different type of mining problems. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a good day.